Welcome everyone to another episode of the Dragon Pit, which is our Dragon League podcast.
What the fuck?
Already toxic.
Not even 5 seconds.
Already toxic. It's over.
Jesus Christ.
We're off to a great start.
Good start, boys.
Alright, and as per usual, the first thing we do in the Dragon Pit is power rankings. Before the show started, we have already filled out this nice Google sheet here. So, let's do it in order and explain your power rankings. Can I go last though?
Well, then we wouldn't be in order.
God.
She just wants to be special because she's like
200
order.
IQ.
talking first.
200 IQ.
We'll do it in order, but like I'm first, but I'm going last.
Exactly. Okay, I can go first.
Go for it.
Okay, so I think most of us have the same first three teams except Pronips. And I think, I personally think the divide between the first three and the next five is just really huge. But I still have faith in KYS for being first because that's my team. Well, my team as in, I officially endorsed them to have me as a mascot, so...
As opposed to Kirby's E-Boys. Poor guys.
Exactly.
Didn't get
So-
Kirby approval. That's why they're worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I think KYS is going to be first because they just have really strong lanes. Like, I don't really see a weak link in them, and with the addition of Bliss as a permanent sub in the top lane, there's just more meme power in this team than, every other team, including Meme Dream Team. So, Meme Dream Team can be a close second because they have the word meme in there, even though they don't have as much meme power as KYS. And then I just put Kirby's E-Boy third because, it's just obviously better than every other team down there, but I don't think they're as good as the first two. And the other five, I kind of just shoveled them around. I think FFS might come out on top because they have a stable roster, while the other teams don't really have a stable roster. So yeah, that's my rankings.
Cool.
I was gonna say, do we clap now or like?
Stop.
Can we do like
Shut
one of
up.
those slow claps? That become
No.
really aggressive. Oh, okay.
Alright, someone go next.
Alright, bully.
Alright. I'd put KYS first because my team and I'm being biased. But no jokes aside, the first two, in my opinion, are least above 3 to 8. Well, Scoop Trooper totally dead. So 3 to 7. My reasoning is I think Meme Dream Team gives us the most competition in our games. Even the first one, it was a decently good competition. They added Sasaki, which I heard was a really good jungler, so I'm kind of scared playing them in the finals, the Dragon League. But from 3 to 7, I honestly think any of those teams could beat each other up, but I don't think they could beat 1 and 2 at all. Yeah, that's all I got.
Hello?
Ooh, who's here?
Hello.
Hello there.
That cool taco guy.
Yes.
Taco.
What's
is
up?
doing a lot.
You're 10 minutes
up?
late.
What's up?
I'm not.
So
I'm actually early.
No, you're not.
you're negative 10 minutes early.
Banned.
Nice job.
Also, before you start talking, just fill out that last row on the Google sheet I posted in the podcast text channel, which
Okay.
is power rankings. Just put whoever you think is number 1 to 8.
Wait, is this for Dragon League?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This is the Dragon Pit. Come on, man.
Oof. Yikes. Alright. This is gonna be a spicy.
Somebody missed the memo.
Join the Dragon League podcast thinking this is like the Elder League.
Where's the elderly?
Start your own, man.
Yes, get out.
Hmm. Alright.
Alright, Well, if he's doing his power rankings per them, he should go.
Okay, cool. Similar to everyone else, I really do think Meme Dream Team KVS way above everyone else. The reason I don't have Kirby's E-Boys as number 3 is I actually think if Bronzewide Funnel would actually get a solid roster where they wouldn't have to have a sub like literally every week. They have Shock like Hip Optimus. I've heard him like Shock Call, like because I was helping them practice and stuff like that, and like he's like very solid macro, which is something most Dragon teams kind of like throw out the window. And I think honestly that could put him above other teams, but it's just a matter if they just haven't been able to get a stable roster that like practices. That's my take. And then I don't think Outlaws. I think 2 people just randomly quit this week, so that's why I have them down there, as opposed to the rest of you guys. Kirby should know that.
Yeah. I mean, like
Dude.
all these teams just don't exactly have a stable roster.
I mean,
People
Flashes
kind
for
of
Scuttles
come
for the
and go.
most part has a stable roster. They just
Yeah.
don't mesh well for whatever reason. I honestly can't say more than that for them. Thomas
Yeah,
Tank
so-
Engine, same thing where they have this solid roster where like there's like at least 3 of them that have been there the whole time. It's just I don't think they practice from what I can tell, so that might be part of the reason why they don't do as well. That's really it. I think KB, honestly, they'll probably end up being 3rd just because they don't have roster issue. But Bronzewide Funnel, since they have like 3 or 4 games to like make up, they easily could actually like just like out of like they go like 1 weekend like all right we got a stable roster like all right let's play all our rematches now, and they're gonna go from like 2 and 4 when there's been like 8 games 9 like 10 games played. They're gonna go from like what 2 and 4. I don't think that's right. Do they really have like 4 remake games? Yeah, okay, they do actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They go from 2 to 4 to like 6 and 4, and all of a sudden they're tied with Kirby's E-Boys, right? So that's my
You guys
take
should
on
try
it.
to put a cap on how many games you replay, because that's ridiculous.
Yes, I'm planning on the off season to add to the rule book like a limit on how soon after a remake needs to be done. I'm thinking like 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
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 It's either 2 weeks or
I'd say 1 week. I'd say it has to be done before the next week or something.
Yeah. I'm saying 2 weeks because sometimes whatever. But the other part of me is like we have that week break between the end of the season and the playoffs. That is actually a good time to put remake games, since essentially you just come in another week at the normal time. You don't have to tack on before or after games or anything like that. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'm done. Go ahead, Reels.
Alright, dude. Alright, simple as it. The only 2 times Mean Dream Team has lost is without our fucking jungler, okay?
Hmm.
Mm.
So, of course, there's something going on right there. So, what does that make us with our jungler?
I'm pretty sure Sasaki only played like 3 games as a guest, though.
What?
Maybe less. It was 2 games.
But even with our TP jungler and
Hey,
my
you had
God,
your
yeah.
you had your coach jungle for you.
yeah, the first game when we lost to Kirby's E-Boys, it was kind of a misplay in the comp. That was just a little misplay on the comp. So we
Yeah, that was definitely because your coach is ex teammates with some guys in Kirby's E-Boys.
Alright. But honestly, just because our champion pool is like really big, like honest, if you really can't ban us out, so you're stuck with banning on the same champions like My Echo or fucking what other champions you guys perma ban?
Other than your
Honestly.
Echo, I don't really
Yeah,
know.
I think that's
else.
all.
Staple, they're like, yeah, none of that.
That's a 40%
but
win Yasuo.
but we also don't don't talk about that. Alright, but also like what the fuck was I gonna say?
Damn, you
Yeah,
actually know.
what the hell? Okay, yeah, but also our team comps, like the one strategy we played against KY to win against the undefeated team was using the Cled comp. As me trying not to int against the bully.
I know,
That
I
wasn't
know.
happening again.
The KYS coach was like crying about it
Yeah.
in my private server.
It should have been punished, way more punished, but we were also using like I think it was a jungle sub and a support sub in that game,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember
like
that.
an E sub or something like that, or just a
But
sub.
then also why I put Kirby's Evil just because I don't know. We also there was a King Comp issue we played against them, but their rotations was really well played out. Like from the first time we played them, it was just like, oh, this is basically free low. And then the second time we played them, they were almost on point with everything they did. Like once they got the lead, they just kind of snowballed that so well, and their rotations were just perfect, so that we couldn't come back from it. That's why either Kirby's E-Boy is going to end up second or third, honestly.
Whoa, it's a bold statement.
Mm-hmm.
But
Full
then all the other
statement,
teams,
but makes sense.
Well,
all the other teams, I don't know about them. They're just yikes.
but ended up
Yikes.
second.
All right, fine.
Hello?
Shiro.
Cat spam cat for 1, 2, 3.
Alright. Alright. So honestly, Meme Dream team number 1, you know, I haven't played against the 2 top teams, which is KYS and KEB. I actually really wanted to play against KYS, but that week, you know, I was an elder for like 2 games. It was really good.
Yeah, that
Actually,
went well for
4
you,
games. 4 games. I got stomped by Tim. Shout out to Tim. Alright, so obviously, me being biased, MDT at number 1. I feel like the bot lane of MDT is much better than KYS's. I feel like they're the best bot lane in Dragon League. Mid lane, you know, he's pretty good. I wouldn't say best mid laner, but number two, like with number 2. Top laner is pretty decent. For bronze, pretty decent. So all around the board, pretty decent with me smurfing in the jungle. Pretty easy.
Yeah,
KYS in second place. Bully's just an amazing player. Insane, pops off on every champion. Bot lane, I honestly don't know who those guys are. I don't remember the names.
Yikes.
Hey.
I don't remember the name.
Who are they?
Betsy and Rock and Roll Kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
those
So,
guys.
alright. I heard Rock and Roll Kid was just straight trash. Neko is apparently better, and Getsy, I don't know who that guy is. Actually.
What the hell are you guys posting?
Alright. Oh yeah, Peanut. Peanut. You know, I'm not scared of him anymore. Just straight free low in a sense to me.
Hell yeah, I like hearing that.
You know, the whole team is just free low. Bliss, that guy is garbage. Alright, KEB. I also wanted to play against these guys. I heard their bot lane was pretty decent. Their mid lane, I don't know. I don't know really anybody. I think I saw their top laner be decent. They also have Hebrew as a sub. I heard Hebrew was a pretty baller. And then, you know, the rest of the teams are just, I played against them all. They were just straight, we're not going to talk about that too much. I was scared of the Outlaws, and they just disappeared. So yeah, KYS MDT finals 3-0 for MDT.
Whoa! You want to drop your prediction in this Google sheet and like we'll go back to it at finals?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll even play Lee Sin. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about that one, but
Yeah, hold on.
I don't know about the Lee Sin part. But yeah, we'll,
Can somebody clip that? Can we have that on record?
just so you know, we're playing Alistair mid lane next time
Yikes.
Oh, you're
Events
right.
too.
That's
with
right.
the Arsenal bot lane.
Brett has that in the
Yeah, you can ask Puffin. He saw it. He was in our Discord. Get ready for that, bully.
Alright, hit Sig, you're up.
All right, so in my completely unbiased opinion, I put my team on top. Honestly, it's hard. And in reality, it's kind of hard to say whether or not my team is better than Kirby's Young Stars, because while I do feel like we're probably the best, they have given us the hardest time in every team that we've played. So I almost want to say that it's like a tie, but I mean, yeah, they've played really well. They have some really solid players on their team. Peanut is a genius for ganking me out of lane brush. That still has me tilted to this day. I won't forget.
Ew.
Dude, it was so frustrating. I didn't expect that. But anyway, after that, I mean, I have to put Kirby's E-Boys at third because out of all the other teams that we've played, they seem the most solid. I mean, they have a solid roster, unlike, 3 of the other teams in the league that seem to have kind of went poof. And they played really well. Like, when we played them the first time, yeah, they were a little shaky, and they had some stuff to work out, but it seems like over the weeks they've really, improved on all of that, and their map control and their map movements are really, really solid. So I have to put them at 3. As far as, between Thomas the Tank Engine and Flashes for Scuttles, I see, potential in both of those teams to do really well, but there's just something that's not letting them, and I don't know what it is. So I would say those two are probably tied in, that 4th or 5th spot. And then there's the bottom teams that are just kind of gone. So
Just kind of gone.
Just kind of gone.
I don't know what to say for them. I mean, Outlaws just lost what do you guys say? 2, 3 people?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah, I
their top and jungle just disappeared. Yeah.
Because I mean, when we played them, they weren't that bad when they had that. When they had all their players.
Yeah, they
What do you
honestly
mean?
looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that
You don't remember what happened? It's a
Oh no, I remember. They didn't
just-
look that bad. It's just that in that game they made a bit of a mistake and we capitalized.
wait. Was it Outlaws or was it a different team? The one team that sent all 5 top lane as you and me ended the
That
game.
was Outlaws.
The fuck?
That was Outlaws. Yeah, no.
What
But-
kind of game is that?
Their early game was super strong and they had a lot of presence. They just made a couple of simple mistakes. But no, I think that team could have been really good with all their players. But now that they've lost people, I can't say whether or not they're going to perform well or not.
Yeah.
But I think Bronze 5 funnel could be even higher. I think that they could be competing with 4th or 3rd spot if it was the same, if they actually had all their players. But since it's just such a scramble for them, I don't know. And then Scoop Trip is boom. So
Unlucky.
yeah, it feels bad.
Drex finally got Gold 4, so there's no
Yeah.
original members of Bronze 5 Funnel on the roster anymore.
Drex got out of Gold 5 to let me be the last hard
Wait,
stuff
Drex
Gold
was
5
on
member on the
Scoop
team.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Talking about Scoop Troop.
Yeah, he was talking about Scoop Troop. The team rebuilded around him and
Then
he got
leaves.
out of Gold 5 so he can tell me that I'm the only last hard stuck Gold 5 member on my Abyssal League team.
Feels bad. But yeah, Meme Dream Team number 1, we're gonna win it all. Just calling it now. It's gonna happen.
And D4
I want
guys
that Hollow
lose
winner.
quarter or
He-
in the semifinals.
Nah, they haven't.
Also, since it looks like Scoop Troop is not going to show whatever, and then Outlaws is basically dead, does that mean the rest of the teams are just going to make the playoffs?
That's a really good question. That's actually a really good question.
I mean, I'm calling it right now. Flashes for Scuttle's gonna get a kind of a free pass into playoffs, and then they're gonna go all the way to finals.
If that happens, I don't know what to say.
It's
we
the
already
Dragon
beat
League
them
curse,
once,
man.
So I'm not scared about seeing them in finals.
Which team has the bronze ADC?
Bronze 5
Oh,
Funnel.
it's fine.
Oh yeah, they're not winning it. Don't blame them right now.
Oof.
Who posted their number? Or that's a fake number.
Whoa, who the fuck?
Wait, so is it my
Wait,
turn?
Is this actually your number?
I'm gonna call it.
Wait, hold on. No, don't do that.
2-8.
We'll get banned for swatting.
Leaked.
Right? Please don't ban AE,
Yikes.
but AE Twitch
Yikes.
stream, no.
Hello?
Yeah, that's about all I have to say. So,
Oh, sorry, this is the wrong number.
Alright, I do have a question for all you guys since you're all here. What's it like having a coach in Dragon League?
I don't have one.
You
don't have
pretty
one.
good.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Answer the question, guys. How's it like having a coach in Dragon League? Answer the question.
Pretty good.
It's alright.
speaking
Brett
for
makes good strats.
myself,
I like to hit all my coaches.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mine is more of a manager than a coach. I'll be like, yo, I'm not showing up this week. You'll be like, alright. And he finds us a sub.
Do
Yeah.
I
I
give
mean,
a-
honestly, sometimes it's all the coach needs to do, right?
Do I give a Mimi answer or a serious answer? I
Both.
don't know.
You can do both, yeah. Give the
Don't
Mimi
tell us
one and
what-
then the serious.
Don't tell us which one's which.
I mean, like, half the time coaches are boosted, so you never know what's going
Ah.
on. But it is nice. It is nice to have somebody like from a overhead perspective that can kind of look in and like point out mistakes that are made and help with drafting and figuring out what is good for your team and stuff like that.
Do your coaches like do VOD reviews?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
And that's actually something. That's something that I've not had done with any of the other teams that I've played on, because I've played like 3 seasons in Dragon League now, which is a little bit sad, but nobody ever did VOD reviews, and this season we've been doing like quite a few of them, and
Is it like weekly or?
not quite weekly, but if there's like a certain game that we feel like needs to be looked at for issues to be pointed out, we'd go and go over that and whatnot. I think that really helps, and I think that if a lot of the teams would actually like do that, it would probably be way more beneficial than they could think of.
Singular bread for a coach of the split.
Yep. Cardi 27. Who's that?
Cardi for coach of the split.
That's like saying
Yikes.
Doki for coach of the split. That's a yikes.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
White Rock coaches
The
the
wombo combo.
Wait, White Rock for coach of the split.
That's an even bigger lull. So Singular Bread's a pretty damn good coach. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that's what he's talking about for the most
You
part.
piss me off sometimes, but
Yeah, that's
Same,
what a good
same,
coach
same.
does,
he said his echoes better than fuck out of here.
Yikes.
Hey, this is a family-friendly stream.
This is on the AE Twitch. Shout out to AE.
Oh yeah, this is
Best
isn't it?
league.
Oh man.
Best league.
Yeah, you guys got to sell out to our sponsors, right? Like, say into
Yeah.
the AM, go crazy.
You're sponsored by Skittles, Taste the Rainbow.
Shout out to all the sponsors for Ascension Esports. Thanks for letting us do what we do.
Wait, we have sponsors?
Oh my.
Wait, what did we get in return?
To play in this awesome league.
Not worth, guys.
That's not worth.
I can't buy stuff with that.
I'm trying
Seriously, though, what does the winner get?
to. You guys get mystery skins, and then I think who was it? Spaciness or Robin? It might have been
Mystery
Scoop.
skins?
And there's also like these Steam keys. I think that we'll be able to give out too.
What's Robin gonna? Robin's
Whoa.
protecting the
Slave drive,
country.
what the hell?
It better not be CS:GO, because I totally didn't buy an extra account because I'm game banned on 2 others.
You're slaving
Whoa,
away,
toxic.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Playing playing this game for over 7 weeks.
Yeah,
Only getting
running
mystery
around the
skins?
map with a scout and shooting people through walls is pretty fun.
Hmm.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
So hey, Taco still has to give his predictions. We should
Yes.
hear
Alright.
his
Oh, yeah.
today.
Go for it.
Okay, so throughout my industrious career in the league known as Ascension Esports, I have played on 2 teams. I played on Brynhilder before the league before the teams actually even got announced, and they kicked me off the team because I'm 12 years old, by the way, and they wanted to
By
get
accident?
NHL. No, I'm
You think
17.
he sounds 12?
I'm hoping not. I don't know though. I don't judge.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to commit a year of my life to the team to get NA Challenger like you guys want to. And they're like, all right, see you then. I was like, okay.
That's a bit
then
extreme, but okay.
then I got announced on the free agent team, Roar XD. I looked at my teammates. We had Crisis top. We had JLC jungle. Who was mid? Let me think. Who was mid? Oh, Dark Wenser. ADC was Zach is on fire. JLC is a solid jungle. I'll give him that. He's not the best jungle I played with, but he's definitely one of the most solid. I think the best jungle that I've ever played with. It has to be the best jungle I've ever played with is Lunar Del Rey. And the best jungle.
Wait, isn't he a support?
No, he's jungle, bro.
Okay.
I played with Lunar on O Infinity back in 2017 Winter CL.
Oh, I'm thinking of Leona Del Bay.
I thought this was
Nah.
a Dragon League podcast.
Oh, Dragon League. Okay. Hey, so Dragon League, I think Meme Dream Team has the chance to win it all because when you think about it, every single NALCS team that's ended first place in regular season has never had a clean run through playoffs, right? If we transferred that knowledge and apply it to the Dragon League, that means that Kirby's Young Stars has probably the toughest route because if they secure the first place bye, and if we say Kirby's E-Boys gets a third place seed, that's going to be a conflict of interest if Kirby's E-Boys wins the quarterfinals and then faces Kirby's Young Stars in the semifinals. So there's going to probably be a lot of like inside stuff that goes on with that because, you know, they're both under the Kirby organization. Not really sure who made that decision. Maybe some money laundering involved with that one. But so Meme Dream Team, I heard that this team is actually on the rise, even though they're in second place already. They're still on the rise, and they have potential to become. They could probably be a playoff team in Elder League 2, and I mean that with 100% seriousness. Their bot lane is insane. You have Hitzig and you have Neko, one of the best bot lane duos that I've ever seen with. Even though I've only played one game with Hitzig, and I was his support, and Neko was Syndra mid lane. This bot lane is unstoppable, right? Then mid lane, they have. Hold on, let me check our Discord. They have.
It's definitely not in the podcast.
And
Yeah,
he's
they
definitely
have-
not sitting right here in
They
this
have-
chat.
We have one of the best mid laners ever. If I open up the announcements text channel, and if I scroll up to Dragon League stats season 7,
Incomplete, by the way.
week 3. Hitzig, number 1 ADC. Reels, number 2 mid lane. Neko, number 1 support. Sasuke, number 2 jungle. Exalted Silva, number 2 top lane. All these players are either better than or at equal level to Kirby's Young Stars. So that shows you that they have the best chance to actually go against them when it comes to the playoffs. If Kirby's gets first seed or a Meme Dream Team gets first seed and the other second, there's no way that these teams are going to lose in semifinals. They're going to win their match and then meet in the finals. And I'm assuming a best of 5 or a best of 3. And with what I understand from Dragon League teams, they don't have the brain capacity to go past 3 games in a scrim, unlike Elder League teams, especially OE Midnight, where
Yeah,
that I'm
especially
scrimmed against.
PHE.
Yeah, especially Brynhilder. Just a top team. Oh, speaking of Brynhilder, my team played Scion mid lane, Sejuani jungle, another tank top, another tank support, and some random 80 carry, and we beat them. Just
Yikes.
amazing team. NA Challenger, by the way. So yeah, I think Meme Dream Team is the best. Also, their coaching staff is phenomenal. You have Singular Bread, the second best coach, the third best coach that I've ever seen in my entire life. Only under Astrus and this one E-girl who lives in Arizona, but she's like not on Discord anymore. But Singular Bread is tied for third place with their actual new coach pickup. Said to be as good of an assistant coach as Cloud9 Rapid Star. This guy's name actually, I don't know if you heard him or not. He's an up and coming solo queue player. His name's That Cool Taco Guy. I don't really
Hmm.
have a lot of notes down on him, but if I check my, hold on, let me just
Check your
get my,
PayPal.
yeah, let me check my notepad real quick.
It's
Oh.
on the 4th page of the script, dude. Just flip to that.
It says here that cool taco guy was the winner of the 2017 NA Compete League, Gold Plat Open League regular season, as well as the playoffs. And when he left the team in playoffs due to personal reasons, his team went then on to get promoted into the Premier League of Gold Plat Compete League and win back-to-back splits. So I think the fact that he set his team up for success before he left, and when he was on Roar XD, the team was, I think, 8-2. And the fact that he's played with one of the best ADCs that he has played with, Robin, and to have promoted his team to Premier League to start off as an illustrious career. And the fact that
This is some good Dragon League
What?
commentary right now.
this is a true fact. The support for OE Midnight's Spare, also known as Wadid, also known as Kasing, was actually my biggest fan at one point when I was the support for OE Infinity. This man has now gone on to be the only team in Elder League, both 1 and 2, to be on an undefeated team, playing with the best jungler and the best gold plat 80 carry that I've ever seen. I'm trying to transfer this knowledge. Oh, well, that Koltako guy is trying to transfer this knowledge that he knows
Totally not you.
to a Meme Dream team. And I think that they have a really good shot because with what I've heard for his coaching style, their bot lane's knowledge, their brains have grown 3 times larger from just listening to him speak. I'm not sure if Hitzig can.
Wait. Isn't
agree
Big
with
Brain
this.
bad though?
No, big brain's good because if your brain's big enough, it can actually weigh down the world. So that way it'll flip over, and that way everyone who doesn't have their gravity harness on falls off. And one thing that or Taco Guy teaches all his players is that they need to have their gravity harnesses every single time before they play the game, so that way their mental can be 100% and they don't have to worry about other mishaps. Who else is in Dragon League? Yeah, Kirby's Youngstars is in first place, so they're probably second. And then I kind of just looked at what everyone else put and then put them for the rest of it. And then 8th place, I have Elder League 1 because I'm Diamond now, so I think Elder League 1 is the worst league ever. What else?
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been cut off.
Shit, guys,
Go
my
drunk
time's
your
up.
home.
Yeah. Now it's my time to
Oh,
hype up
no.
my boy Hitzig. Hitzig right here. #1 ADC Dragon League. I don't care for this podcast. This motherfucker's gonna light it up like no tomorrow, and you best believe he's gonna be the leader in KDA and take this whole damn season and take down Kirby's Young Stars. That's my boy.
Whoa.
Hey, you
Peace
know what? I
out.
like the enthusiam.
Wait, did he really just join to
Wait,
say
yeah,
that and then
no,
run out?
I'm done.
That was good. That was good. I like that.
Of course you like that.
Hell yeah.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
Yeah, please. Somebody clip that. Send it to me.
Yeah, someone, all of our 4 viewers clicked on the chat.
Poppers.
Hey, real question though, why did you do that?
Because he can.
It's Desterox, man.
Hey, that's some admin abuse right there. I like to report. Also, have you guys checked my application for staff?
I have not looked
yes,
at them
you've
yet.
been denied. You have been denied. Sorry.
Dude. I
Yeah,
just wanted
dude,
to.
even I have been
What?
lagging
Dragon League.
I know
Honestly,
you
for a
got.
whole minute.
You gotta make Abyssal League a better place and like use it as your resume for AE.
What do you mean? I've been
I
kicked
don't
off
think
the
that gives
staff
him credit
twice in
for
this
us.
league. Not my fault though.
Okay. Next topic. Next week's games. I wrote them
Next
down.
week.
Yeah, or tomorrow's games. Whatever. Fucking
Okay.
hell, I don't know what day it is, dude.
Alright.
They're down.
Super-
They're down below the standings. If you don't know what the matchups are, I want to talk about the first row in game 2. Who do you think will FF?
Scoop will FF first. I think they just straight up gave up. Outlaws are like, where are our teammates? We're trying to
It's
find our
not gonna
teammates."
FF, that's for sure. That guy's a god!
Oh my god!
Yikes.
Alright. Just try to get all the easy ones out of the way.
All right.
But like, who do you guys like? Seriously, who do you guys think will FF? Who do you think will get their shit together?
Why is this a topic?
I think there's a higher chance of Outlaws getting subs than Scoop Troop.
Because they both need the same positions for subs. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, but who wants to be on Scoop Troop when Outlaws has more potential to make the playoffs?
Wait, so it's who's going to actually be able to play the game? Scoop Troop or Outlaws?
Yeah.
I mean, Scoop Troop like doesn't have a roster right now, like at all, and
They got more
Outlaws-
people on the spreadsheet, technically.
do
Yeah,
they?
but they didn't show up last week.
Correct.
Well, by that logic, I would have to say that Outlaws has a better chance of getting their shit together and being able to play because they have 3. 3 is bigger than 0. So I mean,
Quick man.
I have to give it to Outlaws. You never know. We could see a shakeup.
Man, this is the game of the week right here. Which one will flip it first?
Yeah, we're all gonna sit in the lobby, sit and spectate, and wait for the first one to say FF first.
Jeez.
Why don't they just combine to one team?
I was thinking about that, but they're missing the same rules, so unless players on the team are willing to like shift up, I'll have to talk to them.
And then watch them both not show again.
I think actually Slid and Tockley in the bot lane for Scoop Troop, they've played and subbed for other teams, which I think includes Outlaws, I think, at one point. If I recall correctly. So there is a possibility they could...
I'm pretty sure Slid did 5k damage last week against KYS
no comment, man.
in like a 25-30 minute game.
Let's see. Bronze 5 Funnel has a really hard week this week. They're facing both of the Kirby's.
Are they really not? Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
They are, yeah.
Well, GG runs high funnel. I mean, I expect KYS to go 2-0 next week. If not, we got some problem.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly, a lot of these matchups seem very lopsided. Like, there's a clear
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's just beef real.
Wait, is this the last
Oh.
week?
Oh, not yet.
So there's like
2 more weeks. 2 more
right?
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, KYS goes 2-0. We secure a first round bye.
I'm pretty sure that KYS is going to take the 2-0. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that TDE, unless they pull some kind of miracle out of their ass, is going to be able to stand up to that. And I mean,
They're gonna put the Kled mid lane.
they can try. I don't think anybody else is.
Am I the only person
enough
that's
to
played
pull it
Kled
out.
this season?
You get 60
Probably.
damage in my game.
But I mean, Bronze 5 Funnel is kind of falling apart as well, so I'm pretty sure that'll be a free game. So I expect them to 2-0.
Yeah. Well, they got a new roster, so tomorrow it'll be the chance to test out their new roster. But I feel like if they lose again, then like their new roster will just fall apart again. Also, who the fuck is this chick? I'm deleting that.
Kirby, by the way.
What do you guys think about TDA and flashes for game 1?
TD and Flash.
That's
That's the closest matchup, I think, that's coming out tomorrow.
I would say yeah, it's a close one. I don't really know which would be better because both of them have shown that they can actually like play the game decently, in my opinion. Like I've seen them do things that actually had me a little worried in game, like they were actually playing the game properly. But I think it just depends on who makes the least amount of mistakes and who can see that and capitalize on it. Might be a little obvious, but you know. I don't know. They
Might
both,
be a little obvious.
there's not much to say. They're both like they can both be solid. They're just not, and I don't know why. I don't have any reason to give as to why because I've not talked at either of those teams, but I've seen them do good things.
Yeah, you've played against them, right? Both.
Yeah, I've played against both of them. They've done questionable things. They've done really good things. So I don't know. It'll be a close game. IMO.
Any other thoughts? Bully, Reels? Sasake?
Hmm.
Huh? What?
What? What's happening?
Are you guys sleeping in the dragon pit?
What? Oh.
Come on,
Hey,
man.
he's a sleepy boy.
I'm just thinking about all the freelo. That's
Yeah.
Is it legal to sleep in the dragon pit?
Alright, but we already know who's most likely going to finals.
Hey.
What do you guys think about that?
If you guys keep sleeping, you're gonna lose tomorrow.
Yikes.
Come on, man.
I don't know about that one.
We'll still make the playoffs from like a couple of teams.
But, what do you guys think about the final? Since we have an idea of who's probably going to win.
It's definitely going to be me and Dream Team and Kirby's Young Stars.
What do you think the seeding will be for playoffs? Like, you guys have your power rankings right now, but like, do you guys actually feel those are actually what will be the results in 2 weeks?
Honestly, Outlaws are going down.
Well, here's the problem. If
They make too much mistakes.
KYS loses a game, loses one game, and they both are 12-2 at the end of the season, do you have to play a tiebreaker?
It depends if they're head-to-head.
The head-to-head is 1-1.
But I have a feeling KYS is not going to lose it.
I don't know who else we play.
The only team that probably would beat them is Kirby's Evoice, just because they beat us.
We cheated them. You don't play them anymore.
No.
Never mind. I think my top three are, I would say, probably pretty close to, if not what I would say is going to end up being the seeding, in some form of that order. Anywhere like the 4 through 6 is just it's a big question mark because it just depends on who can actually
have a roster.
Have a roster, show up and perform. You know.
I mean, if you're 2-8, would you still show up?
Never give up. Come backable, as the legend Double Lift said.
Come
I
back.
think if Future actually like had Drax last week and he didn't like sleep in the middle of it, and they went like either 1-1 or 2-0, then
yeah,
they would
1-1, I think.
they would definitely have showed up. They win the second game.
I think they lost the first game and won the second one.
Oh, so damn.
Wait, yeah, or it's the other way around. Anyways,
No, I know they lost against me.
okay.
Just me, no one else. Any last words?
Last words. Oh
Last
my
words.
god.
Final words.
I'm pretty sure is there no more topics? Is that it?
HH should sponsor AE.
Who's HH?
I should not say the website name, but they should just sponsor it.
Alright, then no.
I agree.
Okay, get rid of these
I
stickers.
agree.
I agree.
This is why we can't have nice things, guys.
HH is my favorite logo.
I think Faku should also sponsor AE.
Honestly, I don't see why D4 can't play in Dragon League yet. I feel like as a learning league, I
swear to God,
have
I'm
a
gonna
lot
kick
to
you out
learn.
of this lobby.
What?
We are not talking about Elder right now.
Yeah.
Go
Wait,
set up
I'm-
an Elder podcast if you want to talk about Elder.
Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't bring up Elder in any way. Diamond
you lost it.
Out of the lobby.
wait. How am I mentioning
Need him,
Elder at all?
need him.
Diamond 4 isn't allowed in Elder. Dragon League is the complete opposite of.
Mute him.
I did. I server muted him.
Okay.
Can't talk
I'm
anywhere.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys sub with Twitch Prime. You get a free Twitch Prime sub every month. Twitch Prime.
Jesus Christ.
Record Ascension League today.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are going to get a Shmee emote, so you can spam in your favorite streamer's channel.
Alright, I do have
Hey,
a...
Sig, hard carried me Dream Team. I'm out.
Hey, why is KYS not allowed?
Wait, who changed mine to KYS? Not
I did.
approved.
I'll take
Okay, I do have one last topic. Because, assuming you guys are right and KB is 3rd place, and let's say, looking at it now, Flashes for Scuttle would be 6th place. That would be who we play first round. How do you think it'll go? Predictions.
That'll be who plays first
Kirby
round?
boys won that.
Kirby's
I think-
E-Boys, Flashes for Scuttles.
KUB for sure.
Easy
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0. It's best of 5.
What?
I think it's 3-1.
You think it's
The
3-1?
quarters is a best of 5?
Yeah, every playoff
Yeah,
game
yeah.
is best of 5.
Oh,
Dude,
oh my
prep
god.
start
Don't
prepping
worry,
now.
you'll probably get a. I mean, you're definitely getting a bye, so.
Yeah,
I
first,
wanna
second
play
place get
Dragons.
buys.
No, I think KUB just has way better macro and just better players in general than Flashes for Scuttles.
Yeah.
I think
Their macro was absolutely like iffy against us in both games.
I mean,
I feel like they just win based on like individual mechanics.
I could agree with that. Maybe
Solo
maybe the
queue
games
special.
that I had against them where they beat my team, maybe we just like hard screwed up, and I just wanted to blame it on them having better macro. I don't know, but it seemed like they had their shit together in a sense. Flashes for Scuttles is very hit or miss, so I don't know. I'd have to give it to KUB.
Do you think
The
they
first
can actually
time-
take a game off there, or you think it'd be 3-0?
They might take a game.
Maybe that's a hard maybe.
It's a hard baby.
Like the first
Yeah,
time,
it's a hard maybe.
like we played Kirby's E-Boys, they went poppy mid, and it was the most annoying shit ever because I couldn't kill them in the lane. But like, they had the chance of like beating us if they just straight up focused or really anyone else on our team. But I was able to zone them all out in the last fight. Like their macro before that fight was terrible.
Yeah, I remember. And then you just like single-handedly 1v4 there.
Yeah, I killed 2 people with and zoning out 4 at the same time, and I rooted them all multiple times.
Alright, and then the other playoff game would be Outlaws, most likely, and Tom Sedane. Assuming Outlaws, has a roster, doesn't FF the rest of the season.
It honestly depends who's on Outlaws.
I think so, yeah, honestly. Part of me thinks that, but like, let's see. It's only their top and their jungle that's missing. Danilo and Clear Divide. So they still have my 6, Kuronami, who's pretty solid, and then Too Sexy for my shirt.
I think it's just up to like how Outlaws' team functioned prior to their loss of their 2 players, because if they lost like they're both of their shot callers, then I wouldn't have any faith in that unless they get some really, really good players to sub in or to be like replacements.
Mm-hmm.
But if their shot calling was coming more from their mid and more from their bot lane, and they just get 2 subs that can follow up and just go with what the remaining roster's plan is, I think Outlaws could definitely take down Thomas the Dank Engine. But it's super dependent on that.
I agree. Who's getting pings on Discord? Almost thought it was myself.
Is that me? Is that coming through my mic? I apologize.
It might be
Nah.
anytime you're actively talking. That's when that's coming through.
No,
I
I do that to other people a lot of times, so I just find it funny.
I'll just server mute that server for now.
Okay.
Next to
Alright, I unmuted Cool Taco Guy. This might be dangerous for me to say out loud.
Easy. All it took was $5 off of PayPal.
Any last thoughts?
I mean, give me some questions. I was supposed to be the featured guest on. I'm higher ranked than all of you combined. I was supposed to be the featured guest on this stream.
You are?
Yes.
I didn't agree to that.
I'm running the show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hold on, Pronebs. Isn't this Kirby's podcast?
This is
Yeah.
Kirby's podcast.
Wait a second.
As a fellow e-boy, I deserve to you know what? Pronibs? You're not my mod.
E-boys,
Killer
E-boys aren't-
Z is my mod.
Yikes.
Killer C is a robot mod now. He mods bots.
Killer Z is the AE robot.
That's what Ascension Bot is. It's Killer Z.
Yikes.
They're the same.
Yeah. It's actually low-key Killer Z logging onto another computer and like making all the channels.
He's got his main PC and he's got a little table on his right with a laptop and he gets on there to do all the work, you know.
Actually, if you want a serious answer, for people curious, he actually uses Heroku to do the Discord bot,
Oh, so what?
which is actually the same thing I made the Ascension website off of. It's Heroku. That's what's hosting both. Fun fact.
Auger.
Poggers, yes.
Poggers, indeed.
Okay.
Hey, does no one have any questions for me?
Nope. All your adoring
no.
fans in Twitch chat have no questions for you.
Huh? Wait, we need to read Twitch chat. There's a delay.
So we're gonna wait here for like a minute.
Yep.
I think it's like 3.
Read. You can
Someone-
read for a minute.
Someone says, "Remember me when you get on SKT." Well, I mean, I'm a very who's your favorite support in
That's a
Dragon League?
statement. That's not even a question.
Alright, someone asked a question. Who's your favorite support in Dragon League for Taco? Oh, thank you for the question. It's DZ Cohen. You're my favorite viewer in this chat. I'd say probably looking at the Dragon League rosters. I don't recognize any person in these support positions except Neko and Rock and Roll Kid. I think Neko is a really versatile player. I know his champion pool. He's a really good Rakan player. He plays a lot of like engage, but he also has like a really good champion pool, which kind of counters like what's in the meta. Like I know his Morgana's. He's working on his Morgana a lot. So that's gonna be really useful, especially when they go in against Kirby's Youngstars. I've heard their support only plays tanks. Maybe learn that from me. I'm not really sure. I think Neko's probably the best support in all honesty because he's on the number 2 team, and when he gets in lane with Hitzig, every single week he's been in the top 3 supports, and I don't see him dropping out of that anytime soon because he's that good. So I think that's my favorite support. Oh damn, we're getting a lot of questions. Who's your
Yeah,
favorite?
can I call out Exalted Silva for like saying the support from another team is his favorite support?
For sure. Who's my favorite jungler in DL? I think Tim is my favorite jungler in Dragon League because we all know that he's just playing on Sasuke's
Are you
account.
guys still doing this?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm having an AMA right now with Twitch chat.
Oh boy.
Our best
this-
guest here.
I
Is this
think
not just like a questions for everybody, or you just
I'm gonna try.
No,
not be
well,
honest with Silver.
Big-
General
big-
questions, yeah.
basically their Twitch chat is asking questions, but they just keep specifically asking me the questions.
Oh, okay.
There's a question that I can answer. It's like J-Rod TM says, why is there a column for wins, one for losses, and then another for record? The spreadsheet is back in the day. I think we did a best of 3 season, so that's what that record is from. The wins losses record part is from.
Oh my
It's-
god, best
it's
of
like-
3 would be so good.
Yeah, it's just there as a placeholder in case we ever decide to go back.
Yeah.
For
Wait,
whatever reason.
I kind of liked the 03. It was exciting, but it was
The-
like really tiring too.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing was you can only play 1 game a week, and then
Yeah.
the links were variable, and then streaming it was like you only stream 1 team, so it was much harder to like schedule. And with all the
Yeah.
complaints and stuff we had about streaming everybody, that would have been even worse.
Plus, it just dragged the seasons out like super long.
Yeah, because then you can only do like single round robins, and every team gets to play each other. Things like that.
Yeah, I remember there were like good teams that had to FF, and we didn't get to play them the second chance.
Oh, that sucks.
I got an incoming question from Rock and Roll Kid in Twitch chat. He said, "Who's your favorite taco in Dragon League?" Well, in order to judge who's the best taco, there's actually a lot of criteria. To be taco, you have to be a Braum Pike main. You have to be Diamond 4. You have to have a 58% win rate, so you can't people can't say you're hard stuck. You have to be buffed, like me, obviously. Haha.
I have a question. What do you put in your taco? Do you put cats, puffins?
I actually am vegetarian, so I do not eat any tacos.
So
Wait,
why are you
what?
the taco guy?
Yeah, wait a
I-
minute. Wait, you can have
I got-
tacos with no meat in it.
Yeah, I know, but
That
then
are
that's just
vegan.
kind of like.
I mean, those tacos are
Yeah.
bad, but then a lot of vegan
Vegan.
food is bad. So
So the way that I got taco, since this is a question that Kirby asked, so no one can say that I'm not answering a question. In 7th grade, I was in a Call of Duty Black Ops 2 clan, and I was thinking of a name because I wanted, like, you know how Brynhilder got all their players to change their names? That's kind of the clan that I was in on Xbox. And you know how well, you might not know, but on Xbox 360, you're actually allowed one free name change.
oh yeah, you are.
Yeah. And so I never
Yes, you
changed
are.
my name. My default Xbox 360 name was Sainted Castle 86, which was actually
Nice.
a really
That's
good
actually pretty
name.
good. Yeah.
And so I was like,
Mine
I
is
was really
dumb.
sad to rename. I renamed myself to Mr. DHG T4CO. Mr. was kind of like a clan in like a cool kids club inside of the clan. And the guy that recruited me into the clan was like, yeah, you're cool. You can put this in front of your name so that everyone knows you're cool. I was like, sweet. DHG was the clan name called Die Hard Gamers. Really, really not cringe name at all. And I wanted to make myself Taco, but kind of like Forgiven because he has a 1 in his name. I wanted to be cool, so I named myself T-Forco. And then when I started playing League of Legends 2 years later, I was like, I kind of kept the Taco persona. And like every single game that I played, I either go by Taco, or I go by this like Japanese word, Kofun, which is excitement. But I just mainly go by Taco. So yeah, that's how I got my name. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
There's a lot more. Oh wait, someone has a question for you, Pronibs.
Sure.
What happens to someone caught smurfing by Shaky Bakey?
A variety of things could happen.
Like what?
They get
They get
kicked.
deported.
They get deported. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
It depends if the team like knew that they were smurfing or not. Like if the team doesn't know this person and it's like they can show me the first time they talked to a person and turns out they're smurfed, then they'll probably just have to redo the game of Smurf played in. But like if like a team is like hiding a Smurf or like encouraging Smurfs, then
mhm.
you know you have way different issues.
So say just for example,
Mhm.
say a second place team in Dragon League were to use the Smurf in their games. Not really sure what role he would play, but like for example, say one of their players role swapped to top lane, and then this new player just played support, and he seemed really good, like better than everyone else in the game. What kind of like, if that raised red flags for you, what kind of procedure would you do to make sure that this player was or was not a Smurf?
So
We will look into that account.
well, like I've asked people for what's it called? What's the phrase I'm looking for? Their logs that they use for League of Legends. You can actually figure out a lot of stuff about people. Actually, like
Okay.
I've been able to figure out where people live. You know, by looking at their logs.
Yeah.
Some stalkerish stuff like that, right? Of course, I'm not gonna tell people where you live, right? But
What if we're from EU?
But
and
it
we have
also
that-
it tracks all the games you've played on League of Legends on your computer, and I can see your entire. I can figure out your entire match history in that computer and all the accounts that were in the game that you were playing there. So there is a way.
That's probably how they caught me being elo boosted in season 4.
Yeah,
So
like I did
Yeah.
that with at the beginning of the season with Kindred versus Solo Queue. I went through his entire, essentially all of the games he played in that computer. For example, of course, then there's
Oh.
people with more than one computer. That introduces more intricate
true.
stuff. Yeah.
Rock and Roll Kid has a question for everyone. Would you rather smash Evelyn or Zoe? I'm gonna let Kirby answer this one first.
Evelyn, because I'm not a pedo.
Isn't Zoe like 100
Actually,
Yeah,
years old?
Zoe's
Zoe's
like
Zoe's
1,000
like
years old.
100,000 years
According
old.
to the league lore, yeah.
Okay, if she loves
Oh,
if she loves sex, she's sex.
If she can count to 10, she's ready for head.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Any
No.
more questions from the Twitch chat that aren't
Who
on
said
this?
Okay.
Yeah,
Heat
they're actually.
sake. I want you to answer this question. Even if it says for Taco, I think this is a good question for Heat sake. I'm curious.
Pizza?
It says,
Oh, pizza.
who wins the Ali Braum matchup?
Wait,
Like
what?
Alistar
It says-
versus Braum.
You're asking me
you.
that?
No, fuck
I'm
you.
asking-
This says for me in Twitch chat.
I specifically said it says for Taco, but I think it'd be interesting to see what Heat sake thinks before you say what you think.
It's big.
Yeah,
we
actually,
gotta get our silver bot laner to tell us what he thinks, and then we'll get
Yeah.
the
I'm
diamond guys say what he
I'm
thinks.
actually gold 5, thank you.
Oh.
Anyway,
Apologies.
it's okay. I'll forgive you this time. Anyway, Ali Braum, I don't know because I don't play a lot of support, but like in dealings with it, I know that Braum is supposed to be a really, really good like matchup into other melee supports. So I want to say Braum, but I don't know personally. It's been a long time since I've seen a lot of like Braum into Alistar lanes because that's just not been the meta for the last like 7 or 8 months. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think Braum. I'll go ahead and lock that in as my answer.
Taco?
Okay. So
Taco
as
Bell.
a Braum main for 3 seasons, I have to say, recently, I think Alistar can beat Braum, especially after level 3, because Braum early, he actually has poke. I mean, that's not what you're supposed to do, but he actually can land like his Q, which is a ranged ability, ahead of Alistar. All he can do is just Q, knock you up, but then you still are probably going to get at least one Braum stack on you, or like start the pass to get off on you. And if you're Alistar, and you're playing against like Ezreal, then like you're gonna get really buttfucked level 1, because all level 1 that you're supposed to do bot lane as support is just get the other support as low as possible so they can't all in. Especially when you're playing a champion like Alistar, you really can't get poked down in lane when you try and go for an all in. Otherwise, you're just gonna get blown down instantly. I think in the Alistar Braum matchup, it's kind of 50-50. Because a really good Braum player can cancel out all of Alistar's engage by timing his ult right when Alistar starts his headbutt, so that way the animation will be finished as he hits you, and your ultimate will still go off. And by the time he knocks you up into the air with his Q, you'll be kind of far away, so he won't be standing on top of you to start to get his E-procs on you. And if you are a good Braum player, you'll hit the enemy backline up with your Braum ultimate so they can't follow up on Alistar CC. However, Braum, I feel like, has a lot of counter to Alistar. You can Q Alistar, and if you're chasing him, he's going to have to blow flash because the rest of your team's just going to follow up. Both these supports synergize really well with multiple AD carries. AD carries that have all-in potential, like Lucian, Ezreal also, to a degree, has some all-in potential by, like, you can just Q Ian and then back out. I like to do that with, I like to do that with Pyke. Pyke Ezreal lane is really good. But yeah, I think Braum wins that matchup, but Alistar can also win this matchup if you have a bad Braum player. But if you're playing against me and my Braum, you're gonna lose instantly because he gave me my champion. So
Whoa!
Yeah, he said everything that I said, so I mean, I was right. Yeah, cool.
true.
Victory.
Let's see. Is this a Dragon League podcast or a taco podcast?
Hey, wait, we're not answering that question. It's very clear
Okay.
what it is.
Next question.
Okay,
No more
I'm the one
Wait.
who made this podcast.
Next-
It is
next-
not a taco podcast.
Next question is: can we replace TL or DL podcast with taco podcast?
No.
Next question is: Rock and Roll Kid, can I have your autograph?
I'm out of here. Screw this shit.
Alright,
Thanks.
let's end this.
Wait, there's one more question from Steve Cohen, and then
Dude,
We'll
these are
end
your insider people. Stop it.
wait. There's no way these are my people.
Those are your people.
How? Where's your proof? Steezy Cohen is not in this Discord server.
Exactly.
Okay.
How do they know about the stream? It only posts in the Dragon League page.
I don't know. Maybe you
No,
watch
that's
random.
Nico. No, that's Nico.
100% not him.
Wait.
I shared it on Facebook. Maybe it's one of my Facebook.
Yeah, it's not Neko.
Yeah, there's no way that's Neko.
That's actually Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tim.
But Tim is Sasaki.
Tim has
Oh,
multiple Smurfs.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like you said, how Killer Z is actually Ascension, or Ascension Bot's actually Killer Z. Tim's just every Dragon League jungler in disguise.
Oh, like on 10 computers.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's a god. What the
He
fuck?
plays every account with one finger, and then he has another 10 computers under his desk, and he plays with his toes.
What a legend.
Alright. I think we're done.
Closing thoughts?
Yeah, then done.
Kirby, close this shit down.
Thanks for watching the second episode of Dragon Pit. Hit me up if you want to join the third episode, which is probably going to be next Monday at the same time.
Oh, I'll be there.
I'm
Probably
single.
won't have
Slide
taco.
my DMs.
Wait, are you sure we're having it? That's Labor Day.
Oh wait, that's Labor Day?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know if you're doing
oh.
anything on Labor Day, but just saying.
I'm gonna take off just for that day.
I mean, everyone has off that day.
Not me, dude.
Oh
I
no.
work.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Well, yeah, whoever wants to do it, just like hit me up. I'll give you the tag, and then we can do a head count on Sunday.
Yeah, you can. What?
Yep. So this is it. Peace, nerds.
Oh, you didn't stop it yet?
Okay, I'll stop it.